flight attendant was arrested at an airport following a large drug bust involving a new synthetic substance that is reportedly made from human bones. 21-year-old Charlotte May Lee of South London, England, was taken into custody earlier this month at Barakani Airport in Colombo, the capital of Sri Lanka, after authorities allegedly found 101 pounds of a dangerous new synthetic narcotic. The publication reported that Lee allegedly smuggled in a suitcase full of Kush, a new synthetic cannabinoid that originates from West Africa. That Kush narcotic first appeared in West African nation of Sierra Leone 7 years ago and is described as a drug routinely cut with various additives such as the following: acetone, tramadol, and formalin, a chemical used to preserve bodies. It was also stated that the narcotic is potent, easily accessible in Sierra Leone, and dangerously unpredictable. Quote, before, if we had money, we spend it on food or clothes. Now we just buy this. It makes you want to cry, but it's not easy to stop. And that was stated from a Sierra Leone man. Another person said, men don't help their families anymore. They're always smoking all hours of the day, and they spend all of the money on this. I have to do everything now. Also, according to the news, Julius Mada Bio called the drug a death trap and an existential crisis to the nation. Addiction to Kush is reportedly fueling incidents of grave robbing in Sierra Leone, with authorities tightening security at cemeteries to prevent these sites from being disturbed. A lawyer representing Lee stated this, that the narcotic, which reportedly holds a street value of 3.3 million, was planted without her knowledge. When speaking to Lee about said narcotic, was likely planted in her suitcase while she was in a hotel in Bangkok, also telling the papers, "I don't know who did it." Lee also stated that she had traveled to Sri Lanka because her 30-day visa in Thailand was set to expire and she wanted to travel. She also stated that conditions at the prison of Negombo are harsh and that she's sleeping on a concrete floor. Authorities with the Sri Lankan Custom Narcotics Control Unit also stated that the bus was the largest of the narcotic seizure in the airport's history, with a senior customs officer describing the drug coming into Sri Lanka from Bangkok as a real nuisance. Lee was arrested on May 12th, comes as another British woman, 18-year-old Bella Cully, was taken into custody in the former Soviet Republic of Georgia. Cully was accused of illegally purchasing and storing a particularly large amount of narcotics, illegally purchasing and storing the narcotic drug marijuana, and illegally importing it into Georgia by the country's Ministry of Internal Affairs. A Sri Lanka customs officer also confirmed that another passenger who had left Bangkok airport also at the same time was arrested in another country. We arrest this lady, Miss Lee, based on profiling. Cully, the other woman, could face up to 20 years behind bars or life in prison if found guilty. Lee faces up to 25 years in prison if convicted of smuggling. It's crazy to know for the fact that you have a lot of women that are doing this, and nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to find it or look at this as a problematic thing, because whenever it deals with the distribution or things being passed around and how people are able to get access to and from and about these things, you have a lot of women that are the middlemen or the middle women for a lot of these dealers. And I'm pretty sure, especially from what I was able to tell, that she works directly for the airline. Let me go back up to the name of the story. Yeah, flight attendant, right? So again, she's able to go to and from. Nobody's really going to, in a sense, look at her. She has access to the airports and these planes. Nobody's going to check her because, again, she's a flight attendant. She had to go through the necessary checks or whatnot or whatever in order to be able to do the job that she's able to do, right? She's entrusted, right? People have blind faith and all of these other types of things. So this gives her all the leeway that she needs in order to do what it is that she needs to do. I'll put it to you a different way. You got certain people out here and I kid you not, you got certain people out here right now that are a part of the military. And because they have military clearance and all this other type of stuff, they are within the realms of being able to transport stuff and nobody's going to ask any questions. Remember, you're not dealing with a normal airport. Right, you're dealing with the military planes. Those planes ain't getting checked. They got all types of weapons and stuff that come on and off those planes all the time. So nobody's going to second guess, or nobody's going to think about, oh, let me sit up there and check this to see if anything is coming in to the country this other time. I promise you right now, there are people in the military making big bank off of transporting to and from. This is probably why you got a lot of dudes that like, well, it ain't nothing really happening here. I want to make a little bit extra money on top of what I'm getting from the government. So, let me go out there and start doing some stuff. Let me go to some other countries real quick and see what it is that I can do. And you got a lot of dudes doing this, and they're getting rich. And ain't nobody going to stop them because, again, they're the military. They got free reign. They can do pretty much what it is that they want to sit up there and do. And especially, depending on how many years you've been there, your rank and all this other type of stuff. Like I said, there's a variety of areas where people like her have clearance and they're able to do the things that they want to do. Okay. Also, again, going back to another area, such as the jail and the prison system, you got a lot of women that look like her that are COs. Right, that are officers in those prisons and or those jails, and they bring stuff in from the outside. Because guess what? Ain't nobody going to sit up there and check a CO, right? Especially if it's a prison, and depending on what the prison is, ain't nobody going to be sitting up there checking them or whatnot or whatever. And it's a symbiotic relationship where somebody like her is getting money directly from either the outside. Like I said, money is being exchanged both ways, right? And everybody's happy, right? The prison is happy because they're getting what it is they want to do, and they probably making money, and the CEO is happy because not only are they getting money directly from working at the penitentiary, but they're also getting money from doing this as well too. Like I said, it's a whole thing going on, but nobody specifically wants to pay attention and look at women as being some of the main or the individuals that are moving a lot of this quote unquote weight directly around in these areas. Like I said, again, if you go to America and you look around, there's a lot of women that look just like her. She will look like a girl that you would see probably like the Hills or something, like some rich, posh, white area or college. She would be the main one that would be supplying to a lot of people in her own community. And the craziest part is they want to make a lot of faces when it deals with drugs being to and from. They always want to put the faces black, which is crazy. Black Americans are not the majority out of this whole planet at all, nowhere even close. But you got a lot of people like her that have way more of a population, and they're seen and they are able to go to and from. They go to China, they go to India, they go to Africa, they go to Europe, they go to the UK, they go to New Zealand, Australia, South America, right? They go all over the place. Black Americans ain't about to be sitting up there really doing all of that. Like, let's sit up there and be real. And then you also got to look at the fact of who has the most money to be able to do this, who has the most leeway to be able to do this, and where it's going to be the utmost profitable for them to sit up there and do. This is the face. But again, nobody wants to, nobody actually want to, go down that road because it's going to mess up and break the narrative that everybody wants to go out there and sell and make money directly off of. But last but not least, I just want to state that this is not the first time something like this has been sold, nor is it the first time that I've covered something like this before. And like I told people before, there's a variety of things happening and going down out here, but it's just the fact that it does not get talked about. You have certain things that will get publicized for very specific reasons, and then you have other things that are going on that they will make sure not to let people in directly on. And I promise you that wherever this is coming directly from, that those are in power, meaning the government, meaning those who are a part of that power structure and all this other stuff, I promise you they're making money off of this as well too. because a lot of these rich folks, they got money in every single place. Do not kid yourself to sit up there and think that they don't have a hand directly in this. And this also means that if there's money directly in this, there's also money being made off of that very certain ingredient that deals with people. So I want people to understand that a lot of people are making money directly off of this. And you may have a lot of people that are no longer here because ingredients are needed for the certain narcotic. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.